Hi, and welcome to White Table Catering's Dinner Box Experience. My name is Mark Pruger, and I'm going to be running through with you all of your steps for plating, along with some tips and tricks. Let's get started. Okay, so before we get started, we're going to need to put everything in its place. In the French culinary world, we call that mise en place. Once we have everything in our place, we can be organized with executing our dishes. On the top of your card that came with your box, it will indicate what you need in order to be prepared. In this case, you'll need a cutting board, chef knife, plates according to the entrees and dishes that you've selected, and then as well, a pot of boiling water, a baking tray with parchment. We have a frying pan ready to go, lightly oiled, and then we also set our oven at 400 degrees Fahrenheit, and now we're ready to start. Let's get cooking. All right, so here are the items that are associated with your heirloom tomato and burrata salad. You'll find some sourdough croutons. These are microgreens. Your heirloom tomatoes. This is burrata cheese, which will look a little liquid, but that is burrata cheese. It has a firm exterior and a soft interior, which is what makes it very unique and delicious. This is cucumber caviar, grapefruit segments, and then also in these two cups you're going to have champagne vinaigrette and herb oil for the garnish. Okay, let's start plating the burrata tomato salad. So we'll start with the burrata cheese. I've just sliced off the top with a knife here, and I'm going to use a spoon to grab about 3 pieces of burrata on there. Now burrata is very loose in the center and firm on the outside. It gives it a unique texture. So you're going to see that there's a bit of firm components to it as well as loose, and just kind of allow both to hit the plate. Okay, next we're going to grab the tomatoes. And with these heirloom tomatoes, just create a nice circle around the cheese and throughout the cheese. You can switch between the different colors, create some contrast. So we have a nice circle going here. These tomatoes, that's exactly what we want there. All right. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to grab that cucumber caviar. We're going to cut the top off of that. And the same thing with the cucumber. We're going to grab a spoon, give that a quick wipe. We got a nice pile so that you can see the color of that cucumber next to the tomatoes. All right. And our grapefruit segments, same thing, cut the top. Grab some pieces and fire them just right in between. That's going to make the salad pop. Put that one down back here, like that right there. Perfect. Okay, and then before we put down the sourdough croutons, I'm going to grab a bit of this champagne vinaigrette. Again, giving my spoon a wipe. I'm going to dress those tomatoes and burrata lightly with the dressing there. And then also, I'm going to give it, we'll start with these croutons here. Croutons will go on top of that dressing. This will give the salad a nice crunch. All right. And the herb oil. Kind of just give it a bit of a drizzle on the outside. I like plating this on a lighter plate so that you can see the contrast of that herb oil throughout. Okay. touch of salt, and finish with some microgreens. You can get some height with these, add some variety. Those are really nice. I'm gonna add some more of those. All right, and one more. I'm liking that. Okay, wipe that plate there. Okay, that is your tomato burrata salad. Understanding the sous vide method, what this means is that we've already prepared your food. It's cryovac, it's gonna seal in flavor, it's gonna stay more moist. And so a lot of the cooking here has been pre-done and only requires you to put it into water, which will heat it up without overcooking or burning or losing any of that flavor. So you'll notice inside the boxes, a lot of these items are sealed, vacuum sealed, and ready to go. And here are the items that are associated with your chicken dish. You'll find mushroom tuile, mushroom fricassee, asparagus, truffle jus, potato puree, last but not least, your chicken breast. Let's get going. All right, for our chicken dish, we're gonna use the hot water method, our sous vide method. So that water's come to a boil and then I shut it down. So now what we're gonna do with that water, which is very hot still, is we're gonna place our truffle jus, the chicken breast, and also our potato puree into that water and let that sit for 10 minutes. All right, so for our next steps for the chicken dish, what we're gonna do is we're gonna get our frying pan hot. So we're gonna turn our frying pan on full, add a little bit of oil, and prepare to sear the chicken breast, skin, and also the mushrooms. So once we turn that on, then we're gonna take our chicken out of the hot water and open up our mushroom fricassee and then add that to the pan, sear it, and then we're almost ready to start. Our final touch, once we're searing that, is you'll see me place the asparagus into the water so that everything in the water is hot at the same time without overcooking the asparagus. And then we'll also have a nice sear on those mushrooms and the chicken, and then we'll get right to plating. All right, here we go on that process. Make sure you don't burn yourself. Pull your chicken out. And now we're going to start searing. You just slice the bags open at the top. We've got our pan hot. Let's do it. Okay, my pan is hot. I have a little bit of oil in there. I'm taking the chicken breast. I'm giving it a sear to crisp the skin. So I'm going to do skin side down and let that sear until a golden brown. As it gets closer to being seared and having the color, you want to pull out those mushrooms and allow those to crisp up as well. I now have a nice golden brown on the skin of the chicken, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn that pan off. Now that the chicken and the mushrooms are ready, what we'll do is we'll put the asparagus in. Okay, so the asparagus has been there for about a minute, so now we're going to pull out all of our hot items and we're going to start plating. All right, moving into the plating portion of the chicken dish, what I have here is our potato puree, nice and hot. I'm going to take a knife and I'm going to cut off just the edge of that. And what that does is it creates a nice little piping bag. Gives you more control over plating. And then just work it out of the top and put down 2 nice round dollops on the plate on the opposite ends of each other, just like that. All right, I also have the chicken breast here, nicely seared. I'm gonna place that just in between those two dots. And then I'm gonna grab the mushrooms. Some mushrooms you can lay just on the edges here. Leaving room for the tuile. We have some oyster mushrooms, chanterelles. You can just kind of place those, try to grab some height. The more height you get, the better it's gonna look. And we'll just leave those for now. And then I've also opened up the mushroom tuiles already. So what I'm gonna do is just place those for some additional height, as mentioned before. Have some height, contrast. Here we go. And also our asparagus. We'll get some asparagus in there here as well. Some beautiful color. Here we go. I'm liking that. You know what? I'm liking the contrast over here a little bit better, so I'm just going to move that. There we go. I want to show off that tuile. All right, and then grab some microgreens. Some pea shoots here. And you can just let those fall just on top here. I love the look that pea shoots provide on a dish. It's very spring-like, very beautiful. All right, and then your final touch is gonna be the truffle jus. And we just pick a side where you can just kind of let that fall onto the plate into a nice, make sure that comes out nicely, nice circle. And that's your final touch. There you have it. That's the chicken dish. Complete. Enjoy. All right, here I'm going to show you the items that are associated with the chocolate tart dessert. Here are your chocolate tarts, already beautifully prepared. You have meringue and fresh raspberries. Okay, last but never least, dessert. So what I've done is I've already cut open these bags, and I'm going to pull out one of these chocolate tarts here. Dark chocolate tart. And placing two meringues here. It's right onto the one side here, so that I can disperse the raspberries in between and on either side, while still keeping a lot of that tart, that chocolate in view. All right. That's it for now. We hope you had a ton of fun. Thanks for cooking with us, and we'll see you next time.